What?
Gross. Gross.
What? What is going on with my
Please
stream?
don't forget to record this. Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, I have to make sure the one thing that I'm looking to make sure of is YouTube at the very least.
Okay.
Um because then I can always distribute it from there. Yeah. Oh no, we're live. Because then I can always distribute it and from we have there. Audio. So
Audio,
good.
audio, check, check, check.
Yep. Oh wait. Live. Because then I can always distribute it and from we have
You
audio.
on X?
So
Audio,
good.
audio, check, check, check.
Yep. Oh wait.
Party?
Live.
Abstract?
Then I can always distribute it and we have there.
Twitch? You
Audio.
on X?
So
Twitter? Audio, audio, check, check, check. Where are you?
all right.
Who's
So
working on it?
yeah, that's good.
Right.
We're all good there.
Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. All right, we can get into it for sure. Unless you want to wait more and we can get going.
We'll give it about 5 minutes. Let's start.
All right, let me first ask, like, who has used Canva before? Answer in chat. Yeah, I'm gonna do. We're gonna make something. We're gonna all make something together. So, open Canva. Go to canva.com. You do not need premium for this. If you have it, great. But my whole spiel is that, like, you've used Pixel Lab. Okay, fun. Well, today you're gonna learn how to use Canva. So, no, my whole spiel about any tool that I like to use is, like, you guys are gonna learn, like, and Graveyard, give me another word for this, but, like, I'm pretty cheap when it comes to my products, like, that I use, like tools. If I can use the freemium and get by, I will. Even if it means I have to be a little more creative to get the end result I'm looking for. Like, happy to be frugal, happy to be reasonably cost effective. Yeah, I why not? You know, it only stretches my ability. You know, when I don't have the ease of access Pro Tool, I have to make it myself. I have to do something fun, and I'll show you a couple little tricks today. So that's the plan for today. So if you guys have or haven't used Canva before, again, you don't need Pro. Just open it up, and we're gonna do something together. That was the plan for today.
Why do they have it in Euro?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Oh, if it's complex, perfect. I'm going to teach you that it's not complex. It's just a matter of knowing, like with any tool, it's like, where are the buttons? You know, it's like learning a new language. If you know where the buttons are, it's not hard. But beforehand, it's like, yo, that's a lot of things to do. You know, there's a lot of options, and it's so fast. Like I crank out probably. Hang on, let me just turn that. Let me open this.
This is Canva, so this is more graphics, Shotty. We can do another one on video as well for CapCut. But
you can do both, actually, which is cool. Like, Canva has animated options. We can definitely get into that. I wouldn't put that in 101, but you know, definitely something we can dive into. Certainly.
Yes, why not? Good morning, McMore. Yeah, no, Canva is free. They do have a paid version which gives you access to certain things.
I'll show you some of those tools. I do have premium for Canva, but that's only because I use it every single day. Let me just pull up. That's gonna look a little fucky, isn't it?
I've used Canva a lot too, so like
love me some Canva.
Yeah.
Love me some Canva. It does save time.
And it's free.
Yes, there is a premium version, but the free is got plenty to do in it before you buy in. And like it is
you can
like $15 a month.
Everything
you can almost do everything without. What you're missing on Pro is there's some tools that might be handy. And there's
like
some
the resize any design makes it a little bit quicker.
I'll show you a couple. Like if ever we see this little crown button, that tells you you're using a pro part of the tool. If we ever see a crown button, I'll show you how to do it without it. If I have to stumble upon a pro tool, I'll show you a cheap, easy way to do it without the pro option, because there's ways around everything. Everything.
I can turn my screen on too, so they can see me futzing around with it, because I'm not the best at it. I'll admit that. Like anything graphic design, artisty,
Yeah.
like I'm not great at it. Creon.
What up? What up? Let me just. I don't need this here. Why is that there? I don't need
Of course,
that.
Marco.
That.
Always happy to have new friends. I know McMoore's pretty new too. You know, I haven't seen Crystal Gem in here before. Welcome in. You might have been here a little bit longer though. No, oh no, you're fresh in. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find my. I just got back from traveling, so all my drives are like packed away and stuff, but doesn't matter. Hang on. That's not what I want. I want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like some places expect you to use certain tools, but usually if you're operating as a contractor, you can use whatever tools you want. So yeah.
I made all of these on Canva. For what I was using them for was like this was in the format for a tournament banner. Most of these are going to be event banners, like you saw on. Like I made the one for this event. You can see my face hiding in it. It's very fun, and I did it on my phone. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, so I was just trolling, and I put my face in the background. But I did all this on Canva, on my phone from Canva. So even if you're limited by, devices, there's no, excuse, because this was all done on Canva with very minimal assets to work with.
You have to remember though that a lot of these assets are assets that you're taking and using, that they're not assets you're creating directly. So for Chronos World and stuff like that, you're getting like the assets from them and from Lizard Labs, and then you're adding text and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we harp on. Well, that's why we harp on a good media kit with the projects we work with.
Yeah.
And like what you can, and you guys are gonna like see my pattern here, but like essentially from a project that I want to make a game banner for, I need a background image, I need an asset, I need a title logo. That's 3 assets right there. And then we use our own little watermark for Lizard Labs. I put my own little lizard asset in the corner. That's the theme. And then like these are 2 text boxes. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 assets in total. And maybe 1 shader block that I'll show you how to do. But like, yeah, very, very simple stuff. Look at that. I dragged the background off too much, and I got that cut. There's no para. Look at that. He's cute. Look at that. He's like, ooh. Just these were made by different marketing. This was they're not media marketing. Just don't want to take credit for that.
Yes, it is being recorded, Scrib. Don't worry.
Yeah, a lot of these were done on Canva. Different one. That one was done on Canva. Samesies. There's it's a once you get a template and a pattern together, like you can kind of do what you need to do. So that was just some examples, and I just had this one up as an example. Are we ready to roll? We can totally roll. So basically, I want everybody to.
And we can get started.
Yeah, exactly. So just a quick intro. Hi, everybody. I'm Maddox. I come in here to Citizen Journalism Friends, and I troll you guys as much as I can because I love Terrace and I love some other folks I know here, and I also am just a big, loud, annoying voice in chats that I belong to. But outside of that, I am currently the event coordinator for Lizard Labs. I'm a part of the Wolves DAO. I have been in the gaming space now for over, like 5 years now. Testing games, working within different communities as a moderator, and then community managers, community leads, community operations, all of the above. Yeah, along the way, if you ever get a community manager title, you get to pick up a lot of different hats and a lot of different skills. And in a pinch, when you're running an event, you might need some graphics. If you're about to post about a post, you might need a graphic to go along with the post. If you're dressing up your Twitter, you might need, a Twitter banner. And I thought that for today's assignment, to actively learn, because it's like fun to watch, but sometimes it's greater to do. Learn by doing. I figured we could all dress up our Twitter banners today, and that's going to be highly unique to you and whatever you want to present. But this is just on the social media side. This is a huge block of real estate on your page, right? That shows who you are. All right. JRP. If anybody knows him, that dude is super influential to me and my story. He taught me a lot about my Twitter footprint, or my social footprint. And every bit of this very first scroll on your page is your first impression that you give to everybody that clicks on you. Mm-hmm. And if they can't figure out who you are in this without scrolling, right? Without with using all this real estate, we want to just be as effective as we can. So Twitter banner is the first thing you see. We can get into this stuff at some point in another thing, but today we're going to talk about Canva. So I figured we could talk about making a Twitter banner and how to do that without having to redo it, because it can be very difficult to do. Speaking for starters,
just mine anyway.
Exactly, and it's something you can update and have fun with. I just, like my older one, I just updated this with a couple of NFTs, really, and just like made it a big scene. But it used to just be my head, and this nice little community isn't defined by how many. It's where you call home to connect, share, and grow with the Dream Team Creative Collective. That's my in-process business going on. It's just a nice little first sentence, so you kind of get an idea of what this guy is about. Yeah, this is going to be highly up to you guys. I'm going to give you guys the tools on what you're capable of doing in Canva, and we're going to hopefully do this together. So no stress, no pressure, but I do want to see banners. And if you get one together, I want to see it both here in the chat and on your actual Twitter. I would love to see that. So let's get right to it. Let's have some fun. Okay, so when you first show up to Canva, you should see something like this, the home screen. Can I get some in chat? Are we all there? Are we all doing the thing? Be chatty. All right, so then you're going to find that there are tons of templates right out the gate in Canva. And you can absolutely just start anywhere from here. What I like to do is you can go to more, and if you're not really sure what you need, sometimes you can just type Twitter banner, and there's a Twitter post, Twitter header, Twitter ad, Twitter video. I'm not really sure if 15 by 500 is correct. So if I'm not sure of the resolution, for right now, we have to just make our workspace. We have to decide how big the workspace is going to be, lest we try to put it in and it blows it up, crops it, makes it shit. So I'm just going to quickly, Twitter banner size. I do this all day long. What do I need? Okay, so it is 1500 by 1500 by 500 pixels tall. So this one is correct. It is a Twitter header. You can just select Twitter header, and now we have the exact working space we need for a Twitter header. Now, here's another thing to consider before you start working at all. This is a pro tip, and it's a lot of fun, but it's very simple and kind of oh man, I would never have thought of that. So I want everybody to go to their Twitter and look at your banner. For those on Windows, if you hit the Windows Shift S key, I want you to grab the bottom corner in a screenshot.
His camera. If you tap his camera box, it should expand it to full screen.
Yeah. I want you to take a screenshot
go ahead.
As close to no, you're fine. Take a screenshot as close to your Twitter banner as you can. And yes, I want your profile picture in the way. I want you to snap it with your profile picture in the way. And then what we're going to do with that is you can just go right in and paste it. You don't have to upload it as a picture. You certainly can. But if you just paste the copied image, ta-da, now we have a snapshot of what we're trying to remake or fill. And what I'm going to do is, okay, so I'm going to be bouncing all over the place. If somebody's like, oh no, I can't do this, or how did you blah, 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 please stop me, hit me up in chat. I am listening, but here we go. To scroll out, if you just use the scroll wheel, nothing happens. Press Control. You can zoom out a little bit and get a better perspective of your workspace. Okay. Control is for zooming in and out. Shift. There's another one for Alt. Hang on. Let me get this right. Oops. If we had more pages, we could go left and right and up and down with the two, but we don't have more pages, so we're gonna leave it there. Like if we zoom in all the way, Shift is Shift is left and right with the scroll wheel, and then Alt is up and down. Okay, that's just how you drive. Now Control, zoom all the way out so you can have the full perspective of your space. And let's grab that image we just took a copy of, and I'm going to try and line it up, just as a reference. Boop, boop. Okay, and we're going to put that just about there, just so we have an idea of where this is. And then we're also going to hit this button up here that looks like a checkerboard, transparency. And we're going to bring that almost all the way down, just so it's kind of, we have an idea where this shape is. Okay? That's all we're concerned. This is just to help you block out whatever you're building, because nothing behind my profile picture is going to be noticed, right? So that's just to save you time at the end when you accidentally put something behind your profile picture and go, shit, I didn't mean to do that. And then you have to move it later. Huh?
I said, you mean like I did? But I kind of
like everybody does. Like everybody does. Nobody thinks about it.
I have my whole Twitter handle behind the image.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
And Discord kind of pops up behind it too. But I had gotten it so perfect that I didn't want to mess with it.
Exactly. So just put that there. You can leave it there if you need to get it out of the way. You can totally, you can put it on a scrap page if you wish. Just for later. If you want to bring it back in and out to check your work. If you leave it there and then you go starting to, you try to click on things that you're adding, you're going to click this most of the time. It's just how it goes. You could always, make it the back layer, hopefully, but then you still have to remember to take it away. So I just put it on a separate page or somewhere honestly, I just throw it like there, just somewhere out of my working space and then use it as like a check reference. But you can make a page, throw it there just to keep as a reminder that you have this profile picture bubble to work in. And then this is the hard creative part, but what do you want people to know about you the moment they show up? Okay. And let's just start it simple. We want to add text. Okay. So we're going to hit this on the sidebar. There's a T, add text box. You're going to see all these different styles. You're going to see all these different fonts. Any of these font combinations you can most certainly use as well. However, they are limited to, you can't change their font. Sometimes you can't change their color. It can be a little tricky, but let's say, we grab this Spring Vibes one. It's kind of fun. Let's see what we can do with it. So, okay, so it does have it like that. Let's make makes, cosmetics, makes, and then this is fun. I don't usually go this route, but that's the part of having fun. Maddox. Okay, so now we made Maddox makes, but does that look right? Is that my color scheme? Let's find out. So in each one has its own color and background color. Let's see what it shows up there. Okay, so if we change this color, it's going to use, these are reference colors. So I don't want that to be both green. Let's go back. These are colors within the piece already, so they're going to let you use those. It's also capturing pictures or any colors from any pictures you add, so you can use similar colors to the red that's in my, somewhere here. There's a red from there and whatever. Or you can pick a color. All good there. Let's make this one have fun with it. There we go. Make it a nice pink, and then make this one a nice, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. That's terrible. And I don't like the background like orange, so I don't know if it's an effect. It's an effect. Okay, so we can adjust that because that is a shadow of the image or the text, if you will. So this was a pre-made. That's what I'm trying to get at. All these can be broken down into single steps. I can make this or figure out. So if I, let's say I want to remake this, all right, let's just put this to the side. I can go here and I can go to text and I can start a text box. And here's my text box. We're going to do Maddox. And we're going to, that's one text box. And then we're going to make a new one, add another one, makes, enter. I mean, if you're trying to make it all the same, you'd probably want to do one and then copy the other. But let's take this. It is under Sugar Pie, so it's already there. And then, boop. And then we'll make it grow. All right. And if we wanted to, like, match it up, we totally could. Whoop. And then, whoop. If I'm going too fast, please stop me. Oh, there's something weird about this one because it's not doing that. So why not? Is it because it's not a capital M? Oh. Okay, so we found a flaw in the I don't have this wonderful swirly M, like that this one has. It's close, but just what I'm getting, and this swirl here. So they definitely added a little bit of flair to the design because the same font done manually. You just have to, somebody took this and cut out a piece here and they added a woof. That the limitations and whatever, but you can still get a very similar result.
Can you just duplicate it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Let's trash this one, and then, well, I see what you're saying. Just duplicate it. It's going to duplicate the entire preset. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but you should be able to edit the preset, no?
Mm-hmm. But this little M bit here, I don't know how they made that. I don't know what they changed about Sugar Pie. Let me see. Hang on. Maybe they have a modifier to Sugar Pie. Some of these have drop downs, so you'll see like Cocamast Pro. Drop it down. There's different versions of that font, but I don't see a different version of Sugar Pie. Let's see. There's Sugar Pie, but it doesn't have an option. There's more sugar, but that's a different font altogether. So, also, guys, be very aware of Control Z is your undo. It's also up here. Control Z. And if you're not sure of a hotkey, hover over the button. It'll tell you. Control Z. And if you, redo is Control Shift Z. Normally it's Control Y. But let's say we want to undo something. And then we say, oh, I actually needed that. Control Shift Z. We'll redo it. Could redo it. There we go. I don't know what. Whoa. Put strikes through it. Nice. I think I did Control Shift something X. I don't know. But yeah. So, have I lost anybody so far? We're just doing text at the moment. Any questions so far? Anything that I went too fast through? Anybody need? Hey, Maddox, stop and do this again. Time is yours. Let me know.
Hey,
let me know.
Welcome in, everybody. Well, my question doesn't have anything directly to do with that, so I'll let you go.
You're fine, brother.
Yeah, no. Because I remember there was a way that you could select something and cut it, but I'm not seeing that option anymore. And it was like I remember it was a thing, and now I don't see the thing.
What are you trying to select and cut?
I want to select these out and like turn them into their own individual boxes, like I had them before. Because I don't know where I had the source image from. Because I remember I had it in here and I have no idea where it is now. So
okay,
it's been so long since I did it.
So try and let me look at Terrace's screen for a second. Click on the image that you've dropped there. Just click it. Okay, great. Now I want you to go to nope, not that. Press cancel because it's trying to adjust the crop.
Yeah.
Because you dropped it in a funny way. But that's fine. Just click on.
Edit.
Now it's going to be under one of your Magic Studios. I just don't know if it's No, go back. Okay, see the Magic Studio row? says Magic Studio. You can go sideways.
Magic.
And there's one Magic Grab. Yep. You could totally do that. You can grab them independently, or you can grab it. Now, it's going to, because it's text and not its own block, it might try to grab everything. or I was going to say it's going to try and grab the icon and the words. Well, how about this, Terrace? I challenge you to just recreate that.
I mean, I can, but I don't know if I don't know if I have the source image for just the. Oh, actually,
it's just it's a logo and some simple text. But I want you to copy that in a more fun way. Use a different text and use icons that still represent what those things are. And you'll probably find them in Canva in the elements. If not, we can steal them online, and I'll show you how to do that too. One thing to know is, well, sorry, I'm still on text. I don't want to jump too far around, but you play with that. Anybody else have any crazy questions before I move on? I just want to show you that you can either grab a text preset, or you can make the text yourself and modify as needed. You just may be limited to some of the fun flair that some of these have, but you can always make something very, very similar. The point was just to, let me just, and then grab pink, and then, the effect. I used an outline to make this bulky block, and then I can grab this, and there we go. I've made almost perfectly matched, the same-ish thing. There's ways to do anything that you want to do. Just be creative in what you're doing. Yes, there is a mobile version. It does have a paid version. It is free, but it has a paid version. And anything that has a little crown next to it, you have to have the paid version to use. But where I'm going with this is you don't necessarily need it. It's just easier because maybe somebody, they took the first steps of getting it together for you. Do the thing. Check your ping. Can I leave and join later? My phone is... Yeah, of course. Is that what you were asking? Go lay down. Go lay down. Canva 101 day. I'll let you out in a sec. Go on. You're good. Go lay down. You're okay. Oh, you know what? It's not about going out. Give me 1 second. I got to feed dog. Give me half a second to go put her. Hold on. I got to feed a dog. Oh my gosh. Poor pupper. Come here.
Oh, he forgot to feed the dog. How could he?
She'll be fine. All right. Very good. Yeah, gotta feed things too.
Can't forget to feed the puppers.
So let's say I want Maddox Breaks to be the middle thing. Let's here's our text. All right, and if we want to check where it's going to align, again, we're going to grab our reference image. Reference images are huge. And just see where it would land on our banner, okay? Now, if I do want to make edits with the reference image in place, let me show you guys something I didn't learn about until a while, but click anywhere on your design. We're going to trash our little secondary thing. Let's say we don't want to use a second page. Click anywhere, any asset on your design, probably the top one, which will be our reference image. And then you're going to hit Alt-1. And for those on mobile, you're going to be looking for layers, okay? Who's Natalie? Whatever. Oh, are you in a meeting, Zia? Oh, no. Just tell her you're doing market research and you're bettering for your career. Say, hey, I've got. Tell her you got a work training to attend. Yeah, something like that. That would probably go over really well. Okay.
Not so much.
So that you can see the asset that I'm handling, I'm going to bring the transparency back up. But if you go into layers, think of it, like a stack of paper, right? Anything on the top is going to be able to be selected first, and everything on the bottom is your background, right? We're going to just take our reference, and we're going to put it at the bottom, okay? I don't think you can go under the base layer, but yeah, you cannot. We're going to put it on the bottom, and it's going to hopefully stay there. I'm going to, if I lock it, it's locked for life. I don't want to do that. You can unlock it, but muted Discord. That's all right. No, there's a recording. Don't worry about it. There's not a recording of your meeting because you guys don't believe in AI
Yeah,
meeting
we don't
bots.
like
So
recordings.
enjoy my
Yeah.
recording later. This one's for you, Zia. I'm looking at you. All right. So in the recording you laugh. So now that my reference image is on the bottom of my layers, as you can see, it's the bottom layer. We can grab the thing on the top much more easily and not interrupt the back. But if I select anywhere outside this box, I'm going to be grabbing my background. So just be mindful when you have layered assets because you are going to have layers, and you know what goes where. Again, we're just going to put this here for ease to move it out of the way. Badunk. Okay, okay, I'm just imagining here. There's a lot of crap on my thing. I really just want to see where my PFP bubble lies. I'm inspired right now to do something fun with my PFP ring. So let's find an element. Let's grab a. We can either just grab a shape, or we can grab. You can search for an arch, or let's say half circle. You can really search for anything, and kind of see what works. Let's see what we got for half circles. I really am just looking for something round. Let's just for fun. These are pro. These are pro shapes, but you can always just grab a regular old circle. Nothing wrong with a regular old circle. Let's take this shape. You're in elements, and you just search what you're looking for. If it's a circle, it's whatever. It's cool, whatever. All right, this circle is looking for text, so it wants text. All right, you can just escape out. If you press escape, now you have your mouse free again. If you double click, you can write on the text again, but you do not need text at all. So that's all good. Let's put an X there to show you don't need text. But once you get off the text line, now you're free to grab it again. You can also click on your mouse wheel and drag as well. It's kind of fun. If you're inside space and you need to move around, click your middle mouse and you can click down and then drag, and you can kind of fine tune, grab, move if you want to drive that way. But control is important. Now, what am I doing with this neon circle? Well, I'm going to take this neon circle and I'm going to put it right where I believe center of this thing is. I'm going to just kind of play with this. There we go. Yeah. And you don't want to, whenever you're stretching something that's symmetrical, you want to grab it from the corners and not from the sides because it'll make it an oval. Okay. So don't try and grab from the sides unless that's your intent. And same shrinking, right? Keep it symmetrical, grab from corners, and it'll drag up and down symmetrically. So we're going to try and just match the shape a little. What I'm trying to do first is match the shape, and then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So almost there. Almost there. If the box is in your way, you can click off and see how well that fits. And then we're going to go a little bit bigger. Now, you also see the width and the height showing itself. You can use those for fine tuning. So like I was at 364. Maybe I want to be I want to add 10 pixels diameter. I could do 374, or I could add 380 and hope that works. Now, to make sure that that's in alignment, I can't see the circle behind it. What I'm trying to do is make like a halo around my PFP with just the edge of this circle. I don't need the rest of the circle. And it's in front of the image I'm trying to be smaller than as a reference. So again, how would I do that? Answering chat. How do I figure out where something is on top of or below something? I go to layers, Alt-1, or the layers button. Alt-1. Now let's put it in front of it. And okay, so now we can much more see how much of that neon circle is going to show up around the PFP. Now if we try to select just free, it's going to grab that layer that's in front. If you go to the layers, you can pick the thing you want to move as well, and then you can modify as needed. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. Bonk. And we're going to center it a little bit and make sure that it's nice and even all the way around that circle. And that's about there. The midpoint of this shape should be on the edge of the thing, which is there. and that's not right. So there's something about the PFP circle almost that's like off. Kind of weird. You can see it's higher here and lower here. I don't like that. So I might have to make adjustments to eliminate
Replace
that.
it with.
Just go.
It might have been when you were adjusting it and playing around with it. That
No,
you...
it's perfect. It's the same as it was. You can, yes, thank you, Terrace. You can check that. You can stretch that. It was 390, and it's still 390. It's just the way the shape fits. It's something weird.
Yeah, Shua,
it's minute detail. Like, it's a minute detail. When it's all the way back here, nobody's going to say, whoa, but somebody like me might. So always be worried about it. No, it is on PC and on mobile. Shua, you can go to Canva. There is an app for Canva. I made the event banner for this event using my phone at night in my bed. Terrace was like, "Hey, get me a graphic in the morning," and I was like, "Nah, I got you, bro." And I did it. I did it in my bed. Took me about 10 minutes, and there you go. Like it is possible on mobile. Okay, you just got to know where the buttons are. That's it. It's definitely on mobile too, and it's definitely not only premium. You can totally play. You can totally play with it in the freemium as well.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. If you need to give something a gentle nudge, here's another tip. Click on the item you want. Of course, you can move it by hand, but we want to just nudge it just like a little bit this way. You can use your directional keys. There is a nudge button on mobile as well. Again, there are some things that are going to be much easier, of course, with a mouse and keyboard. It's not impossible. There is a button for just about everything. Gosh, my sweet doggo. All right, so then, gosh, it's a little heavy on the left side, so I'm gonna grab it again. Layers is Alt-1, and move it just like that. Okay, so, and then let's say, all right, let me get I got my halo. I'm happy with that. We're gonna put that down here. I'm gonna move this again. I think, okay, so it's grabbing as individual pieces because I was playing. There, it's going to move them both. Okay, great. So right now, these are two independent things that are grouped. You can ungroup them if I want to make an adjustment. And let me see. I should be able to move. Nope, that's another issue with a preset. A preset can't really be broken, okay? So if you wanted to modify and stretch that out a little bit, you really don't have as much flexibility as you would if you did two independent. I'm just trying to make the argument that you can do it all yourself using your own text and your own abilities to make what you need. Oh, look at that. It's ungrouped. And I grabbed one. Okay. All right. So Maddox makes, and then like, I don't know. Let's do, let's say we want a realistic image. Let's make lemonade. There's nothing in shapes. That's okay. We'll just reset our thing. Do lemon aid. I probably spelled lemon. Is it A-D-E? A-D-E. Yeah. Okay. This is not a spelling tutorial. This is a graphic design tutorial. All right. So
I have to go.
You'll see that like
for a spelling tutorial. I know
some of the best images are pro'd, like, and that's where like eventually, if you need something quick and fast, Pro is helpful because you don't have to sift through and find the ones that are uncrowned. But there's plenty of shapes that are still. This is a freebie, Maddox makes lemonade. Like now I have a lemonade stand on my Twitter, right? And maybe I don't want that to be blue, maybe red and orange. I don't know. What do I know?
You can click in and edit if you hit the edit button, then you can adjust the colors and stuff. So
sometimes, and sometimes they're not.
Go to adjust.
It depends. You can go to adjust. You can change the temperature. Now I have blue lemonade. Now I have orange lemonade. You can change the tint. You can change the brightness. And there's the color edit. Look at that. Sometimes there are images that are locked. There are some images that will say that they're locked and they cannot be modified. So just don't always live on that. But yes, here we are. because this is a clip art image, we can. If it's a picture image, you will not be able to do this. You will be able to, let's say we want to make it, let's make this straw like blue to match the blue in my name. Come on. Somewhere blue. All right, that's fine. It's gonna be blue. There we go. And then let's say we want to. Let me grab a different image. All right, hang on. So we're gonna go to elements. We're gonna grab lemon, and we're gonna this time instead of a graphic, we're gonna grab a photo. There's a lemon. All right, we'll just keep it down here. And if I go to edit, adjust. Oh no, am I proving myself wrong? Hang on, let's see. So I can change the hue, saturation, and brightness. I can't necessarily just grab this lemon and make it green. I can with the hue and saturation, but geez, man. Well, you're just fucking up all my theories today. Look at that. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't
button
usually.
is strong. Yeah.
It can be. So why is it? Okay, there we are. So here's my my turquoise lemon, and we're gonna give it a little. All right, so you have an image. All right. Of course, you can grab it and move it around. But let's say like I don't want my lemon to be on its side. I grab it, and there's this little flippy tool. I can rotate it. Whee! I can rotate my lemon. If I don't need all of the image, I can literally crop the image by dragging in the side, dragging in the top. We've shown you growing the image from the corners, shrinking, same concept. Something's wrong with the top of this image because they shouldn't have cut it off right there. They should always give a little bit of, either way. So then, what else can we do with this? We can duplicate the image. Control D makes 2 lemons. Whatever you call those now, who knows? Again, if you want to make the image transparent, there's a transparency button. Make it like a shadow one. Another thing I really like to do for images at all, to make it really pop off the page, right? Let's say I want this lemonade to pop a little more. I go to edit and go to shadows. Shadows is probably my most used tool. Grab shadows and you're going to hit glow. And now you have this just subtle lifted off the page look to it. If it looks too much, you can always adjust everything. You can adjust the blur amount. Like that's a very heavy shadow. That's a very light shadow. The size of the shadow, how deep, and then the intensity, right? So just a little. You just want to put a little touch on it just so it pops off the page a little bit. You can do whatever you need to do to make that work for you. But I really it just makes a big difference from this. Let me move all this. Hold, please. Let me take my things. And I'm going to take my lemonade and make it here. All right, so if we're looking at this one without, and this one with, whoops. Which lemonade do you guys want to drink? You know, it's a very subtle difference, but it does help a lot with separating assets and layering assets and making sure that everything looks like it should. For example, like my circle, I can do the same thing with this. I think it's hang on, maybe not. Hold please. Some shapes you can't edit and animate like I just did. So this is editing the shape. That's not what I want. Let's see here if I can do that. Hold please. Animate, position. No, doesn't look like I can do it with this shape. Doesn't like that. But if it was an image, I could. So let's find circle. And we'll find an image of a circle. And
Maddox's trusty hands for just a moment. BRB.
Yeah, you're good, brother. You're good. I'll take care of everybody. Let's grab something circular. Like, let's grab a graphic and then make it a what do I want that's a circle? I don't know. This yellow ball. Okay, and we're gonna match it up with this. And then we're gonna edit and we're gonna add the shadow. And now we're gonna add a glow. and we're gonna make sure when you add a glow, you see how it shrunk. It gives accommodation to that shadow to your shape, so you have to regrow the thing. Just put it there like that, there like that, and now my reference, my profile thing should pop. It should look like it's coming off my banner now, or like on top of my banner properly. These already have shadows on them, which is a problem for me because, that's a style. Let's see. Yeah, this is also the issue of, I can use outline, I can use lift. That's much more I would much prefer to use lift, and then you just can change the intensity a little bit, than that weird, whatever that, like, I don't know, Sprite commercial background or, banner was. But there you go. Now we have Maddox makes, and then we're going to just have some lemons for fun. Now, if I put these two lemons together, you can barely tell that they're next to each other, right? Well, that shadow is going to come in handy again. Yep, we can do that. Or let's say you want it to have like a light source. You can totally drop the shadow so it looks like it's, got actual light, and you can adjust the intensity. You can adjust the distance from the light. You can adjust the angle in which the light is coming from. So you can get really fancy with lighting. And then how much blur. I'm not going to do any of those because sometimes the easiest one for me is just grabbing the glow. All right.
Hey, winner.
And then it's just, kind of covers everything. Let me delete this one. I'm going to take this one, make it lemon, and then I'm going to make it like this. And then I'm going to make, let's say I want like 3 lemons. Just take the one that's nice and duplicate it and duplicate it. And now I'm going to make a pile of lemons. And then, whatever, we'll adjust them so that they look like they naturally just kind of lemoned that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
it looks kind of funny.
Lemons look natural.
They look so natural, obviously. I'm multi-selecting by holding shift when I'm selecting. If you want to deselect, you can also hold shift and just select it again. But I want to move all these lemons in a cluster. And then maybe I don't like how those ended up, so I'm gonna put these. Fucking lemons are weird. I don't make lemons, come on. But there we go. I wanna have the lemon kind of going on top of. Now we have layers. This is so cool. All right, so let me control 1 and show you how these layers look, right? So this back lemon is underneath this round sun thing we made behind our PFP circle. The next 2 lemons were made after I put this one here, so they're on top. But let's say, I made them all first, it would look like this, right? On top of. I don't want that. I do like how it fell. But yeah, anything you want to do, you just put whatever you want in front on top. Ta-da! So it can look like it's in the background, or now it can look like it's kind of inside the lemon cluster. That's fun.
Or you can have the little lemons in front of it to try to like make it look like the circles in the background. And
the trick though there is, because when we do actually have the circle on top of, we're not going to have this entire circle. We're only going to have the edge. So I did that a little bit, but if I tried to put it there, the natural Twitter circle is going to take it over. Yeah. But yes, I'm with you. You can, let's say, this is probably a good idea. So let's take our cluster, cluster. If I can't reach that item behind there, again, layers is important, because then you can just, if you press shift, you're going to select everything in a row. If you press control, you can multi-select individual items without this one. But if I select this one,
group, can't you? Like,
you can move them as a group, exactly. But if I start here and I press shift here, I'm going to grab everything up to here. But I don't want to grab the circle, because I don't want to move the circle. So press control or hold control and then click off the circle, and now you have just those. That's how you undo one you accidentally selected. Or just grab, Alt 1, grab the one you want to start your group, and then hold control and then pick and choose what you want. You can do that anywhere on your layers tab. Now, let's put these lemons bigger, and then let's put those here. I have an idea. All right, so then I want Maddox Makes to be on the lemon bundle, right? And in kind of inside it. So I want this Maddox in front of the lemons here. And then I want this Maddox in front of this lemon. Let me see here. Hold on. Now we got to play with it. In front of all lemons too? Well, I want it to kind of be in between lemons. Let me see. I'll show you guys another trick, but it didn't turn out what I wanted it to do. So, let me see. Maddox Makes, these lemons are fine. Hang on. No. I kind of want it to be, I know what I'm going to do. All right, so let's put this Maddox here and this lemon here. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Something like that. So it looks like it's kind of like in between the things, right? On the lemon cluster. If I need to make adjustments to my lemon cluster, I can, oh, now, hang on. Control Z, guys. Select lemons, and I'm grabbing this one. Ugh, come on. Okay, fine tune adjustments with the, all right. I want it to stretch that far, but then also, let's tilt it a little bit. There we go. Now the X is kind of hidden behind, and that kind of does things. Maddox Makes lemons. There we go. The seam of the lemon was making the M look weird. Okay, so now Maddox Makes lemons. Boop. We wanna consider the whole of the image. We want to kind of box everything kind of into a space. Give border where we can. You know, if you notice when you drag things, this imaginary like box will show up right here. That's to show you where things are centered or squared. And so that's really cool. But you know, just try and even if you don't have a full border, imagine that this border exists, because you want to use, there's whole theories on like method of thirds and like, you know, the perfect circle and all this other stuff, but like just try and keep if you want, you don't want everything to look like it's falling off the page or being cut off by the edges. Kind of give everything a natural, you know, center to work from. That's another little consideration. Okay, so Maddox Makes lemons. I've got this funny little thing here, and white is good. Let's see who's making. Maybe I didn't get me in trying to boast into. I'm missing chat, and that's okay. Do you guys have any questions so far? I probably can go into some of these 1,000 more ways, but let me see some screenshots of where you're at. Grab me Windows Shift S and literally just take a picture of your Canva page for anybody who's following along. I really want to see this. Just show me your Canva page as it looks right now. Pens down. I want to just see where you're at. Maybe I'll get an idea on what else I can pick up and talk about.
Do a quick screenshot. If you guys aren't currently doing anything with the Canva, I understand, because a lot of these guys are on mobile, so it's hard for them to see. Like,
no, you can still you just do a power button up on your volume. I want to see your screenshots. Give me that shit.
No, I'm saying it's hard for them to do stuff while watching you do stuff.
Oh, facts. Yes. If that's the case, then
I mean,
share with me your process later. Ask questions.
Is like I would like to do it where like they submit like a custom banner by Friday.
Okay.
And then we can choose the best banner, and whoever has the best banner gets $25. You know, like something like that.
Sure.
But like today we'll just do like a duck race or something at the end, and we'll get a couple people who win. So typically we do $45 giveaways every day that we host. So we can do two $10 winners for the duck races, and then a $25 winner for the best logo.
To wrap it up, and Terrace, are you okay if we go over a little bit of time? Not a lot of time, but a little bit.
I put that half hour there because I knew that you had something at 11, so I don't have.
Yeah, I've got another 30 minutes. Who wants to stay? Who wants to do things? Fine. I've got a couple more tips, and I just don't want to rush you guys. But all right, let me see what I can do here. So let's say
mine for right now. I mean, like
I want to see what you got.
So I took the background. I started finding my logos. um, for my different things. What I do want to do is I want to add one more in and like kind of put it on this side and that side rather
Yep.
than just the one side because it looks a little empty then, and I could space these a little bit better. Um,
Got it. Yep. When you have the text, it's going to be a little easier to kind of like block, but I like where you're going with that. Like think like two columns on like, like an old
yeah, that's kind of what
Coliseum
I'm
or some
thinking,
shit.
and then
Like
I can also limit it running down to the bottoms of the tops of the pages. So if anything cuts off, because that's something that you usually have to worry about with.
so the like back to the rule of thirds. So Terrace has his main logo here, right? And it's lifted up a little bit, and then he's got Terrace is cool. He's got his text here, and then his background is black, and this is not going to work well. All right, so see this image is a square. You see this? All right, that was exactly what I was going to try and get us a tip on today. I don't know if I can. Can I download this as an image itself? Either who. Let's take. So of course in Canva with the Pro Tool, you can select it and hit this wonderful background remover. It'll take the background away and make it perfect right away. No problems. Okay. But if you don't have Pro, don't be discouraged because you can still remove the background without Canva. Let's take, I don't know, image of a circle. There we go. There's an image of a circle. We're gonna, save the image. Save image as. Is it gonna be a WebP? Okay, JPEG is good. All right, now we have our image of a circle with a square white background that we don't want, right? Go to the site remove.bg. Remove background to remember that. And the easiest, freest, not login thing you can ever do. Go to your downloads, grab the circle, drag it in, drop it in. Look at that. I have a circle without the background. But wait, I wanted the middle of this circle. Not a problem. Erase and restore. Go to restore. Brush size. We're gonna make it big because we're gonna draw this out, right? And just draw to the best of your ability the middle. And then it will accommodate and it will put that white part back, hopefully. And then if you need to check it, again, same driving with control. I got some schmutz on my screen there, but that's all right. That should be good. I think it got the idea that I want the white part in and I want anywhere that's checkered is removed. Now, here's cool. If you're logged in, you can go right into created design with Canva. You can take this and turn it into a design by itself, or I want the asset. So I'm going to hit download. You can just a free or for, max quality, you get 100 more pixels. Just go with the free one. It's not hard. Grab it. There we go. There's our new circle. And now here's the other cool part. If I downloaded something to put on my image, I can just drag it in. And now I have my circle without a background. All right. Super free background removal tool. This works for so many things. Let's take Terrace. Can I expose you? Let's see. All right, good. Because I'm going into pictures we sent to each other. So hang on. Oh, your AI images. Can I borrow one?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Good. Let me. Okay, cool.
Really liked how those came out.
Good. Very good. Because I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to drag it into. I think it'll work. No, I have to download it first. So I'm going to take this image. I'm going to save the image. There we go. And then I have to find the image because I don't have it downloaded easily. Hang on one second.
What did I do with it?
Watch this. We're going to drag Terrace into remove.bg. And look at that. Now we have a Terrace sticker. Download. Free. Save. Done. And now I can put Terrace in his image. And now we've got Terrace here. Fantastic. Right? It's cut off at the shoulders, so we'll have to do something with it. But isn't that neat? And if I only want, let's say I don't want his silhouette at all, I can go back to erase and restore. And we're going to erase this time, and we're going to make the brush size a little smaller so we can cut around his neck and go for like this.
I already
And
don't
just
have enough of a neck, damn it.
I know, I'm gonna take it away. Bye bye. Bye bye, neck. Now you can't blame you can't blame the neck. You can blame Maddox.
Yeah.
So Maddox took my neck. Not
Maddox
that I
took
don't
the
have a
rest of the
neck.
neck that I
Maddox got rid
had.
of it. All right, so then we take that, and
Jeez.
now we have an image of Terrace's just head sticker, and I actually like this sticker a lot. Now I'm gonna trim this because if I download this like this, it's gonna have this weird tail of nothingness. So we'll download that, save, and we can crop it elsewhere. So like this is the whole image. It does still have a little bit of
Yeah.
a funniness, so you can check those things. That's really good to check. Now let's see if we can get rid of it.
Well, you do a control zoom.
I just put my control zoom, and I'm gonna get way in there if I can, and I'm gonna just try and squeeze just the edges off.
Look at the
See if that
details on
does
that
it.
ash, though, bro. Like, that's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
they did good. This is
Yeah.
still not the end of the world by any means. You can trim what you can trim, but sometimes it doesn't clean up super well. Go in there and just kind of drag it along the edge. Whoop. You don't want to get too crazy because it'll start taking away his beard. And then, come on. And if you really, really wanted to clean this sticker up, like let's say you're doing a sticker pack of yourself, you'd go into Canva and you can just make shapes behind it and then export the image. Look at that. That cleaned up really nice. You can export, you can make a new image through Canva to clean up, we could really, really define his beard with some other images and then download that. So all things possible. Let's see what happens if I just draw on the edge there.
Hey, Arkansas,
Eh,
welcome in.
it cleans you up a little bit. All right, so then download. We're going to download that one, and we're going to take over this one. Save. Yes. Okay. Cool. And we're going to ditch this one, and we're going to add this one. And there's Terrace's head. Now, you see what I'm talking about? This big tail? It's not the end of the world. You just take it and you drag it up. And now, what I do is I try to take the image and put the bounding box around it as close to the edges of the image as possible, so that when I go to stretch and move the image, like it's evenly done. Because if this was like well out down there, it stretches all the empty space too. We don't want that. But we do have a nice little sticker here, and that's really fun.
And you
And I'll
actually
share that with
stretch
you,
that
Terrace, so
out
you
to,
have that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, actually.
Let me open a new Canva. Hang tight. So we're gonna go home. I'm gonna just make a logo. Here we go. Create a design. If you type the word in logo, it should be a 500 by 500 picture. Perfect. And we're gonna drop that head in there, and then we're gonna trim it up as much as we can for this, and then trim it up. And I'll show you why. We're gonna trim it up as don't want to cut off the hair. Trim it up, make it. You know what? I can hit the crop button. You can actually hit the square, and then you can put the square so that he lines up nicely in the. There you go. Rule of thirds, right? Thirds up and down, thirds right and left. We can line him up in the thirds, and I'm gonna put it here. It really should be here, but his head's in the. It's okay. We'll do eyebrows and lip, and just about there. It should. I want it. Really, it should be here, but maybe I need to just zoom. Hang on, 1 second. Bring this up. There we go. That's what we're looking at. So adjust as needed, and then you have a nice square crop. There we go. Now you're looking pretty, brother. All right, and then we're gonna done. And then we take this sticker image and we're gonna put it in the corner, and then we're gonna take the other corner and match the corner. And now we have a 500 by 500 sticker of Terrace's head. As you can see, it's a little pixely, so this is a limitation of the free. But if you do go for the pro, and I promise I'm not I don't work for Canva, but I use this all the time. I go to edit. One of the Magic Studios, one of the apps is the image upscaler. It's a pro tool, so heads up, pro tool. You can image upscale it by 4x, and we're upscaling the image. Let's wait and see what happens. This is the magic of the upscaler. It's going to take all those pixels and like beautify, filter it. So there we go. And then it'll give you a nice image of the difference between the cleaned up version and the not. This reminds me of the Boondocks, by the way. Like, do you remember that anime?
Yeah.
Great series. All right. So then it adds it. And now you have a nice clean version of what I snip and cut. The hair's a little still funny, I think, but not enough to bother me so much. I think that's more how the clip, trimmed it. On a black image, it'll look great. And I will prove that now. We go to download. Now, here's the other thing. You're going to have to use the image background remover again because we messed with it. Unless you have Pro. If you have Pro, you can download it with a transparent background, which actually, no, let's just do it without the transparent background. It should be transparent. Hold, please. Let me double check this because you see it's white there, but this one's always weird, and part of why I bought Pro is for this feature alone almost. Let's just download it as is and see what it looks like. If it downloads and gives you a white background, you can always send it back to remove.bg. There's sticker 1. Let's see what that does. I'm going to literally just drop it here in chat. Yep, it gives us a white background, which is not what we want. Okay? So with Pro, you can just remove the background easy peasy. We could take that image and again drop it, which is kind of redundant, but all we were doing there was cropping out the white space for that step. It wasn't a useless step, and we upscaled the image as well. There we go. So we can take that, save it, drop it, and there's transparent background sticker terrace. Ta-da! Again, I would probably clean up the neck a little bit, but for the purpose of your background, I think it'll look nice. I think that'll look nice. So that's that. Can we use the background remover in app on the Play Store? I don't know about there's plenty of background removers out there, and that is Terrace, yes. But like I really like remove.bg. It's free. It's browser based. You can use it on your phone even. It's very possible. And it doesn't, it does everything it's supposed to do. You can even like add a background as well, which is kind of, we could put them we can do that if you're doing like product placement stuff. I mean, Canva's probably still going to be your better bet for this, so I don't really mess with that part of it. I really just use it for the removing. You could add your own backgrounds too. So yeah, that's fun.
This was animated before. I used ChatGPT because I liked the whole Studio Ghibli thing that everybody was doing, but I didn't want to do it in Studio Ghibli, so I ended up doing this one in Cowboy Bebop style. So yeah,
it's dope. How do you animate an image like this is a whole nother topic of discussion. Yep. And a whole lot more art involved and a whole nother program set.
But yeah,
AI is another. Yeah, we could explore that together because I would love to learn how to do that stuff. It's not something I do super often. I'm usually using things like this for marketing tools, for event banners, for things like the background we're all building together. Stuff like that. But
from there you can stretch that corner one out to like have me framed by the wood or something at that point. Like,
oh yeah,
100%. There's so much that you can do with it at that point, and with Canva, it shows you like the grid lines.
I mean, I can animate the image. It's not what you're asking, but I could certainly take this, press the animate button. There's certain ones that are free. There's certain ones that are not. I could. Stuff like that. But it's not going to be, it won't matter on your Twitter. It'll only take the image anyway. It's not going to show an animated version of it. So only play with animations if you have the space to do it. Like a Twitter post is fine. And then just try and keep it to seconds of 4, so beats, typical beats on a, music is 4 count. So, 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 16 seconds. For GIFs, you want to be within 4 seconds, and sometimes 3.9, depending on the GIF maker you're having make it. You're looking at, I look for GIF generator, and there's one called Image Flip. You know, if you want to make GIFs, this is a great place to make GIFs. Imageflip.com/GIF maker. Imageflip also has a meme generator. But yeah, if you have a small 4-second animated image that you want to have replay over and over and over and over again in a post, super, super easy. And that's a good one. And then if you need, there's another.
The one
These are other
thing that
things
I
we can
find
totally
really
add.
helpful for the pro version are like logos and stuff.
For
Just
logos and stuff.
yeah, like if I'm trying to do like the logos for like Telegram, Twitter, and stuff like that, they have the logos all built in, rather than just like the
Oh yeah,
plain logos.
and
You know?
some are not available, like in the elements. You mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Graphics. So like yeah, like the proper X graphic. This is a
Yep.
this is a pro graphic. And then the not pro one is the Twitter tweet.
This one, yeah.
Um,
Well,
like
I just used the X because, you know.
hmm most of them are labeled pro, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with also just getting the. So it depends on how crafty you want to be. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying. You could very much grab this. This is the pro, right? This is not so. This is okay. Bad, bad. You're not supposed to do this.
That's supposed to do what?
Make your own pirated images. You totally can with
Well,
Canva.
so
Like it's
long,
very
yeah.
possible.
But I mean, so long as you're
Credit
not
is
using
given
it
where credit is due,
commercially.
and you're not stealing images that
Yes.
are supposed to be sold, then by all means. If you're crafty enough, go for it. But don't tell them Maddox told you. And here's my X image, and I want to remove the background. Now I have an X. That's a proper X, and I could upscale that if I wanted to, or I could just straight up like now that so this was the pro image, delete it. Here's my snapshotted image, and there it is, same image. And let's say I wanted those rounded corners. Box frame. Let's see if I have a frame. Frames, and let's say I'm sure there's one. I've never done this, but I've done similar things. You find a frame. Frames are really cool. So let's say I wanted this to be. It's not cut well, but I could do it in a circle. Just as an example, you grab a frame. Good. All right, here's a circle frame. All right. Anything I drop into this frame becomes the thing with the cutout. Right? Now I have a circle that's X. Right? I probably would. You can double click in here and you can resize if it's within the frame. But yeah, there's ways to do anything. And this is now not a premium image because I stole it and put it back on there with myself. Right? So you can do whatever you like. And let's take. I wanted to do terrace. There we go. I'm gonna put terrace here, and then yeah, and then there's terrace on my background. And just to finish us off, let's go into X and go into my profile. Okay, and then when you wanna use it, let's go back to 100%. Edit profile. You're gonna click on this one. Let's see how it came out. I have to actually download it. We're going to make sure we remove all these other pages because it will download all of them. All right. We have one page left. We're going to share, download. It should pop up here now. It's called Makes. Nice. You save it where you like it. There it is. Go here. Use image. And we need downloads, makes, open. Okay. It won't show you how it shows up against the thing. But this is perfect sized. You don't have to, resize the image because it's already perfect. Apply. It looks off here. You're going to be like, oh man, I didn't want that much halo around my picture. Don't worry. Trust the process. You're a professional now. Oh, God. All right. So it didn't work. Is that because I'm on this? Hold on. It's either because I'm on this screen, because
It's
that
because
does line up somewhere.
it adjusts. Click the image. Like
No, there's a
it's
way to do this,
reactive.
and I don't know what. Okay, so I would go in and I would adjust that circle. Let's do that now, really quick. Takes 2 seconds. All right, so I want to know how much we're off by. This is exactly what I wanted to prevent everybody from doing. Oy vey. All right, let's try that. You're gonna have to play with it, and you're gonna have to look really dumb on Twitter for 2 seconds. Copy, and then we're gonna take over the download here. There we go. And then we go here, edit profile, edit again, makes, open, apply, save. Is it better? No! So just have fun with it. Be creative. That's the whole
if you
point.
resize your screen, that should shift.
You think that's what it is?
Yes, I completely.
No, I'm at
never mind.
100%. Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
thought
not
that's what it
saying
was too.
zoom. I'm saying resize your window.
What are you talking about?
Like move the window. Yeah, it should adjust based on
I
how
thought so
big
too.
the window
I,
is.
hmm.
So like no, not like that, you goober. Move it off the top, right? Like unfull screen it. Now grab the top right corner or top left corner, and yeah. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's not super reactive. Okay.
Isn't that
So
dumb?
it's just
Yeah.
weird on how it's uploading compared to.
It's also weird that this came out like it did. It's like all fuzzy. What happened? What
And it
happened to
looks a
my
lot
beautiful
zoomed
design?
in. Isn't it? No, it isn't. Never mind. Oh,
Somebody
that's
said,
weird.
is the aspect ratio correct? And it is. We checked the 15. Let's
Yeah,
triple check.
1500 by 500 should be.
Yeah, the border's correct. Um, let's go to the edit here. And 1600 kilobytes. Let's check on the download. So 1500 by 1500. That's good. Transparent render. It's a PNG. That's fine.
It does not look like Jim Hopper. Come on now. I got a better beard than that. Like.
Well, I don't know what happened, guys, but I hope you enjoyed at least learning how to move it on a piece of paper in Canva. Yeah, this is did you first off, like, one, I appreciate you guys listening to me for an hour just doing fun things.
An hour and a
Two,
half.
hour and a half, thank you.
Yeah.
Two, I hope that you took something away. Three, I'm really excited to see everybody's new banners on their Twitter on Friday, and we're gonna do a little gibby for that. And four, how can I do this better? And are there any questions you guys have? I didn't really leave a whole lot of time for questions, but if you had any, let me know. Happy to answer anything I can. And it doesn't have to be only now. Like, we could definitely revisit this or talk more about this going forward.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the time you guys gave.
He
do
has
this.
about
Very fun.
7 minutes before he has to be on his next
I
event,
can be a little
so-
late. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Don't rush
Well,
people.
I don't
All good.
want you to be late,
fine.
though. But
Meh.
yeah, if you guys have any questions, and even if you guys do have questions but can't get an answer or don't have the time to get answered now, we could always field the questions to him later, and he could always just like respond to you.
Yeah. I'm around, guys. You know where I'm at. So
I'm
more of this?
definitely
Did you
gonna
enjoy
be
it?
doing more. Yep.
Good. Scream that from the rooftops. Let them know.
Yeah.
Let the people know.
The more interest we show in the workshop events, and I saw a lot of feedback on like our thread writing contests and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was focused around like workshops and learning how to use different tools and incorporating that into their like creative efforts. So definitely something I want to do more of. But yeah, Winter, he's actually a part of the community. Like he's been hanging out a lot more. But I'm sure like if you guys, because your guild showcase, you guys can put graphics in there as well. Maddox, let me actually give you the guild role real quick.
Okay.
Um, because you didn't grab any of the roles. So guild quester, where is I'm actually gonna take off Guild Quester because Guild Quester is redundant and mostly for like the Zealy quests and stuff. But yeah, you should have access to the Writers Guild section. And that has like the quest discussions around like Zealy quests and like writers events and stuff like that. But the big one is the Guild Showcase. The Guild Showcase is where everybody has their own individual like little post in the forum, and they can just share all their content, whether it's written content, whether it's graphic content, whatever, and ask for feedback. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Great.
if you
Yeah,
guys want to
and
toss
yeah,
it in
if
there,
there's questions there and you can tag me, that'd be sick. Yeah.
yeah. And then Maddox should always be like, "Hey, I liked it. It was good," or "Hey, this could have been improved. You could have done this," like, and that's something that I've been trying to do with like the thread writing stuff for the last month and change now, and it's been going really good.
Totally.
Whew.
Yes.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I want to see banners. I want to see you guys improving your footprint on your profile page. I'm gonna change it back to my other banner, but
So yeah, this is
you
actually what I'm looking at right now for what I did for mine. It
yeah, don't be
kind of
afraid. I want to see everybody's work in progress. Like, show me what you have on your screen if you're actively working on it. I want to see a couple.
so it looks a little
See where
off
you're at.
because the text is a little further out, and I'm not using the ads, but
Use the
like
rules of three on those. Like, I want to see like two evenly spaced, whatever. So your middle, and then I want like the right side to be a little more
yeah,
right,
like
and I want the
if
left
if,
side to
if
be a
you
little more left.
I try to evenly space them like this, but the problem is you, and that's
You
something that
can't
you
go
have
off
to.
you can't go off the icon. You have to go off like the center of the icon plus the text.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Visually, it'll make sense. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, but like as it stands here,
But then
this
again,
doesn't look like it's
your bottom one on the left might get cut off by the profile picture. Also,
no.
heads up.
That one shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Just thoughts. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I look at this one, here is where it gets cut off. So it should be safe right here. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be about here, and that
Yes.
should be safe.
Safe.
But the only way to try that is to try it, and that's the
Just
thing that
do it.
sucks.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt you. You're like nobody's too popular that if you change it once or twice, nobody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, did you see them playing with your Twitter banner? It was so wild." Nobody's
But
gonna
yeah,
care.
something I
Um,
like to do too is like contrast with the colors. Like if you take like the color here, I did blue because like I wanted to keep like a color theme specifically for the icons because like most of them were either in black or like
mhm.
this one was in red. This one was black. So I said, you know what? I'll just go with one strict color theme. Everybody can recognize the icons themselves. And if I keep a strict color theme, then it looks better. And then I made these a little bit softer so they contrast against these. These are all things that you can think about. It's a lot like the writing for me when I
Yeah.
think about how I do the writing. It's like contrast, grabbing attention, bringing attention to certain things, and how you do it. It
Have also just a thought. The blue is really not defined. Have you thought of going with
no,
white?
white actually isn't a bad idea.
Go with
Um,
contrast. Guy, if you guys are doing any kind of imagery, pictures, like you want to do, like Terrace is the contrast. Like I wouldn't make the background here, um, I wouldn't make the background here black. for example, because now I lost his hair and beard, right?
Yeah.
You know, I want it to pop and be something contrast, you know, a brighter color versus a darker color. You know, so just think about opposites, think about symmetry, think about, you know, just look at your favorite works and art and just see like what stands out about that piece and like try and copy it. Like we're not saying to, you know, forge anything. We're just talking about like take the concepts you see in marketing, take the concepts you see in advertisements, magazines, whatever. Anybody still have magazines? You know, look at look at your favorite art pieces, and what do you like about it? What makes it art, or you know, just attention grabbing, and copy those same little techniques. That's how we get better. Look, there's a gradient, so now we've got like, and I'd probably like switch the gradient from light to dark, because now it looks like where do we want the shadow? The shadow's on this side. So actually that was better. That looks good. Yeah. So we
That's
you know,
not bad, actually.
we can do
That
all
kind of
sorts of fun
fits
little
with
things.
the.
But I
Kind of
probably want them
fits.
on a brighter background. So yeah, make those things
That's
white, make
nice.
the and the text bold. Because from you also have to think about from afar, does you know, can I still make out that when this is this tiny that this is Terrace? You know? Where you know, like
Yeah.
of course when it's up close and you're messing around with it, like yes, but like we want it to be like noticeable from a mobile phone, you know, that's the idea.
I like Norpeth Black. That's something I do tend to like. That one. That's
And
another thing
also
entirely. Fonts. Fonts
fonts
really.
is a whole nother subject, because
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want the if you're trying to make a banner, you want it to be big and readable, so you don't want fonts that are too fat and stuffy, because like
Or
then you
anything
can't
that
define
tends to
one
be
letter
like
from
right.
another.
Yeah. Exactly.
It can be tricky. So you have to be, yeah, you have to use a combination of bold, but there's also line spacing. You can go into each of those texts, and there's actually a text tool to three dots, I believe,
Advanced formatting.
spacing. You can change the
Typography.
spacing.
Spacing.
It's
Letter spacing.
the,
There it goes.
there you go. And you can change that to open it
I
up a
actually
little bit
like
if you
that
do
better.
use a,
Yeah.
yeah, see? And then it's more, so just change all those to the same so that
Yep.
they match. And then, yeah, yeah. Also, even though if it's not your typical, like you see how Terrace has Resh Terrace, the R and the T are capitalized. Even if it's not listed that way on the social platform, like I would emphasize your Discord one, even though it's like all lowercase, make that T big,
Just so it fits. Yeah, kind of
just
fitting
so it.
the.
Well, it's just a visual cue that the word is a T word, and then your brain says like it can think and you know,
Yeah.
put fill in the differences. Yes, you want to do stuff like that. Those are like weird little tricky tricks, but yeah.
See, the
What was
same
your
thing that I. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. What was your favorite trick you learned today? I want to know. Yeah, what's the thing you didn't know about you could do in Canva that you learned and you were like, wow, that's freaking cool, Maddox. Thanks. I like that. I'll use that. Yeah.
Oh, you're three
But
minutes
I
over,
do
by the way,
appreciate you guys. I
bud.
appreciate it. It's
Just
fine.
yeah, no. I want to make sure that you're not missing anything else that might be important.
All the PNG.
Um,
And then so if you guys liked this, um, this is just Canva 101. We can totally dive into a deeper version of Canva tips and tricks, for like layout, design, um, format, all sorts of stuff.
yeah.
This is more
Seeing
just a,
Maddox,
huh?
look at this. Came out just at the edge there.
Okay, so now you know, and you're just gonna, yeah, you just bring that up a little bit, and maybe
I
bring
mean,
them closer.
I'm even fine with that because you can still see that it's a Telegram icon. Like
Okay.
it doesn't hurt.
No,
You
it
know.
doesn't.
Yeah.
But you've used some valuable real estate. That's dope.
Yep. Exactly.
GG's. We can talk about also, like, I mean, I mean, I've got a slew of ideas for what to talk about, but like how to lay out your, your profile, as far as like what goes in the bio, what goes in your links, what goes on your
Yep.
first post. We could talk about that stuff. We can also go into, so this was Canva 101. I'd like to also maybe do CapCut 101 as
See,
well. I
CapCut, I
love
would
talking
definitely
about
like to
CapCut.
see. Yeah.
I can also do OBS 101. What else can I 101? I can do a couple things, but yeah, we could do CapCut, we can do OBS, we can do, streaming in general. We can do a lot of things. So if this is something you guys are down with, tell your superiors and Terrace you loved it, and hopefully I'll be back. It'll be a good time.
Definitely. But yeah, everybody, give Maddox a big round of thanks for showing up
Thank
and
you guys.
helping us out. And well, just make some noise on the Discord. I'll send some screenshots over and tell them, hey, these guys are looking forward to seeing some more Maddox in the house. You know. But
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Maddox does have to go, so give him a big
I'm gonna
thank
run.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna run like a
Um,
madman. But I love you guys,
yeah.
and I'll see you guys soon. I leave you with Terrace, who you know very well. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. I'll catch you later.
Alrighty, bye guys. Bye.
Bye. So yeah, that was Maddox. He's awesome. I'm so happy that he came in today to help share. Um, guys, definitely like if you guys want more workshops and stuff like that, if you guys want to see more of Maddox, um, the hell is this? Okay. That was a weird thing that popped up. But toss in the suggestions. Yeah, we had to start a little early today, Winter, because he had his appointment at 11, and we couldn't start at 10:30 and only have a half an hour of Canva. You know what I'm saying? Like it just wouldn't have worked. So what we did was we set it for an hour earlier. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty early. Um, Yeah, and Creon actually does a lot of self-help stuff as well. So, like, I'm looking at getting a whole bunch of different speakers in around the self-help stuff. We're looking, like I said, on Monday, we're looking at getting a lot of different events started up for a lot of different purposes. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely excited for all of that. But we can round today off with some duck races. So what we're gonna do today is we're going to do 2 sets of $10 because what I want to do is I want to see some banners people make for Friday. If you guys submit some banners, me and Maddox will go through it. We'll choose the best one, and there'll be a prize for it. Am I showing of the screen, TARDIS? What? I didn't get what you said, Winner. But yeah, where's my yeah, we're gonna do it here. Duck race, quack 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 quack. Do you guys want to do the duck race? Do you want to do close this? You guys want to do we'll do another random one today. We'll do whack-a-mole. How's that? Winner. I don't see you, buddy. but yeah, I see that you're in here, so um, let's get this. Let's get this. Let's do shoddy, velocity, crayon, Emmy. Emmy's back to RNGesus us to death. Make more. Crypto ball. Salty. Token. Arkansas. Fred. NFT money. Crystal. Israel. Mark. Maricool. Crib. TJ. Monday. Taco Tuesday. Stark. Julie. And Winner. Yeah, no, I know you're here, dude. So, like, I see that you're actively here and you're participating. So, yeah. So, we're going to start the name picker. That's premium, so it looks like we're just going to run it as it is. We're going to draw 2 names. And, yeah, let's do it. I'm not missing anybody. It doesn't look like I'm missing anybody. Israel's here. Everybody's here. Why do I keep getting banged? Who keeps banging me? Show us, stop begging me. you mean Shua on the names? Yeah, Shua. All right, I got you. I don't know who's binging me. Somebody's binging me, but why are they binging me? All right. So let's do this. So we're gonna do the first 2 drawn are gonna win. Today's only gonna be 10. So we're doing a little different because I'm gonna be allocating more towards other things as we go. So today's only gonna be 2 $20 winners, you know, and we'll allocate more money towards prizes as we go for things like creating your banner or the thread competitions or something like that. That way we can incentivize those a little more maybe. But yeah, we'll see as we go. Don't give me that look, Israel. Just start writing threads and creating some graphics, brother. All right, let's do this. Whack-a-mole first. Oh, I get to choose? First. Alright, first is Stark. Congrats, Stark. Next is left to right, guys. Left to right. This one's kind of interactive. Let's see. Left or right. Or 2. Reactions. 2. All right. So left or right, guys. 1 or 2. Make your choices. I'll let you guys decide. We're at 1 and 1, 2 and 2. Oh, come on, guys. Left or right, left or right, left or right. Y'all goofballs just playing with the buttons. All right. Y'all got till 15. It hits 15 and I'm if you know, yeah. I'm just going to go. It's looking like right is winning. But I can't tell because y'all could just keep clicking the buttons. Y'all a bunch of goofballs. Oh. Now left is winning. Now right is winning. Now left, nope, not tied. Oh, wait, we're tied. What am I going to do if we're tied? That's terrible. Are you going to make me choose then? Like, I'm trying to give y'all the choice, and y'all want to put it back in my hands? One more minute. One more minute. Looking like two. Looking like two's going to take it. Almost there. 11:14. Come on. Looks like two. Looks like, oh jeez. One flipped up real quick. Now one's in the lead. Now we're tied. Now it's two. Now it's still two. Oh, wait. Now we're tied again. Yo, stop messing with me. Number two is looking like two. The time hasn't flipped yet. It's still 14. 15. All right wins. Bang. Winner. You finally a winner. Holy shit. USDT ERC20 wallets. Yeah, no, he changed that a while ago, thinking that would give him the win, and it didn't. But now he has finally won. So congratulations, winner. Open your tickets, send us your USDT ERC20 wallets, and we will get that over to you guys just as soon as I send out the forms and they send it over. Yeah, that was great. We still have some time. We can still hang out. We can still chill. I know he was mentioning some things that I should be going over with you guys as well. Let's take a quick look at your profiles, right? So he mentioned something earlier that I haven't mentioned yet, because we've been focusing just on creating the content, right? Having a good profile is important, right? Now, see, like where I messed up here, this shit don't look good, right? And I shouldn't have it looking like that. So Lizard Labs. There we go. Now it should show up right. See? So, yeah. So basically, with your profile, for one, you want to be recognizable. That's why a lot of people use like profile pics for their X account or their Telegram accounts or their Discord accounts that all kind of are the same. Like with my profile pic here, you can kind of relate it to this profile pic here. You know that I'm pretty much the same person, right? Like there's a connect there, right? Whereas like Fred using his profile pic, or Velocity using their profile pic, or Shoddy, it looks like Shoddy's got like a wayfinder, almost like a wayfinder look to his profile pic. Like all of those profile pics, Creon's profile pic, you use those profile pics and you use them across your whole platform, all of your platforms, right? Now, I broke that a little bit with like YouTube. This is breaching out of X a little bit, but like I broke that with YouTube and Twitch, right? Because I used my little Smurf dude that I got with one of my asset packs that I got, right? So that's kind of bad for branding. Like, technically, I shouldn't do that. But at the same time, I don't have such a strong focus on my streaming platforms because I don't... Creon's always eating. Not spaghetti? Well, I'd hope not. That'd be kind of awkward having you guys in here at the same time. Inside joke. But yeah, so... It's bad for branding to have different profile pics across your different platforms. This helps round that out. Like just having the same profile pic. If you are changing your profile pic, changing it to a profile pic across all of your platforms. Um, Second, name. Having a name that's recognizable. I'm Tars Rush everywhere, right? But I had a stupid idea when I started to be Rush Taurus, right? And that was moronic. I should have never done that. And, oh, wait, what? No. I'm 5 over. There we go. Perfect. Community manager. Alright, that works. Why does everything have to be so long? Damn it. But yeah, like having a neat profile matters. Having a profile that is organized well matters. Jumping into your bio and having a well written bio matters. These are all things that you can do to improve. You can put work history on X if you didn't know. These are all things that you can do to improve your visibility, your platform. Um, Realistically, I have to rework my bio again, and it's something that you should be staying on top of as you're going. I have to remove a lot of these ats. I have to kind of just kind of like update it a little bit. Every like 3 months or so, you should probably go through your bio and like just give it a little bit of a spruce so that you know that everything that you're currently doing is something that you're currently doing. I should have spaced this one better. Something with that I noticed with the profile or the bio on X is that the formatting doesn't retain right when you're doing it here, like in just like the edit button. You have to do it on like a Word document or something to maintain the spacing. It's so weird. I had to run mine through GPT just to do it, right? And it's just annoying because it doesn't stay the way that you want it to. So there's that, right? We're gonna go back to the bio. The blue check mark can be important for getting your message across. You get more visibility when you have the blue check mark. Yeah. I actually have to switch over to mobile, not away from the mobile version to the web platform, because the web platform is actually a little bit cheaper when you're paying for premium on X. Little hint for you guys there. And then we've got like just the general content. The most important, like if you have a slogan or something, everything I have across all of my platforms, right? Everything I post is playing games and chasing change, right? And it's kind of like my mantra, and I use that because it has multiple meanings for me. One, yeah, everything sucks if you're on iOS. Sorry to inform you. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, so this is kind of my mantra, right? Like I'm always playing games. Well, I would like to always be playing games. I can't always play games, sadly enough. I haven't gotten nearly enough gaming time in my life, and it's gotten much more limited since I started here. It's all your fault, but I love you guys, and I'm gonna continue to be here anyway. So, haha. And then I love chasing change, right? Now, chasing change for me means yes, I'm a Web3 gamer, so there's a financial aspect to majority of the games that I play. So yes, I'm chasing change. But then I'm also chasing change in the industry because as an avid gamer, I am very disillusioned with the state of the gaming space in Web3, right? So like I'm not happy with it. I don't think that gaming studios are performing and putting product out in a way that's sustainable and good for us, right? So I make those statements and I'm pushing for change in the industry. So it has two meanings to it and it works for me, right? Now, you want to make sure that you have your slogan or something like that. Make it your forefront of your profile. You can separate with the pipes. The pipes work pretty well for that, right? And then you can put either like project affiliations. You can put positions that you're working at. You can put interests. You can do anything relevant that you want to be associated with. Like I'm a community manager for CJN Friends. I want to be associated with that, so I mark it here. Having the Discord link in my bio helps to advertise the community and bring people in who may be interested in learning or growing with us or exploring blockchain or exploring global news and politics. And I know the server's been lacking with those, but we're getting people in for them, so that'll be good. You have a lot of you have very limited amount of opportunity. You have 160 characters that you can use in your profile link. You want it to in your bio. You want it to be as simple and like unfluffy as you can get it, so that you can fit as much as you can in there while having it look good. That's where the trick is. Like, this looks decent, right? Like, I could probably get rid of the pipe here and the pipe there. Damn it. I could probably get rid of the pipes. Because since they're all spaced out properly now, I can afford to do that. I could probably, yeah, I mean, I could probably do like a link for that rather than just like the straight discord.gg/lizard labs. I could probably do like a link, like Discord link, like embed the link into the Discord word, and that might actually save space, or it might take up more space. I'm not actually 100% sure. And do I even have the option? No, it doesn't seem like I do. Well, that sucks. Or I can take this and set it as my link here. But then that would take, like, I like to keep my personal brand separate from my company's brand, right? Because in Web3, in crypto, in social media, your personal brand is your most important asset, right? Like, I may not be here for 10 years, right? But in 10 years, I'm still going to have my face. I'm still going to have my name. I'm still going to have my moniker, my Taurus Resh. So these are things that you want to keep active, that you want to keep promoting, even though you're promoting the other company or the company that you work for or whatever the case is. So that's just something that you should keep in mind as you're going. But yeah, like it's not rocket science, simple, straightforward. We can look at Maddox's community builder, event host, Web3 content creator, Wolves Down member, Liz Lab CM, right? So like he's got as much packed in there as possible. There's no order to the chaos. It's just typed out, right? But he fit it all in there, right? And that's tough. Let's see. Who else can I pull up? Avalanche Gaming, official account for @Avalanche. Create seamless player experiences, right? Let's see what else we got here. Coop is another big one, right? Independently wealthy and famous gamer, marketing for gaming on AVAX, member at Safari Club at Wolves Down. So see, like, even though he represents AVAX, right? He is also his own profile, his own presence in the space. And that's something you never want to lose as you're learning and growing in the space. For a banner, what I would do is, like, if you have any specialty, like, I'm a community specialist, right? My main thing is dealing with community, or working with community to learn, to grow, to expand, engagement, stuff like that. So, like, if I was to put anything on there, I would put community specialist on the banner. For my banner, I have all my contacts in my streaming platforms and everything. So if anybody needs to get in touch with me, they can, right? And that also helps me with this job, because then if I get BD reach out, business development reach out, it comes directly to one of my platforms, one of the things that I know that people can reach me at. Let's see. Other than that, location when you joined, your link. Other than that, following to followers, right? You want to try to limit your following, right? You as much as it sucks, like, you kind of want a 1-to-1 ratio for following to followers. It's hard in the beginning. You're gonna do a lot of, like, follow for follow, like, hey, I'll follow you if you follow me. If you comment on this post, you'll get my follow. Or if somebody else is posting it, you comment on their post for a follow, and then you follow them back. I like to go in spaces a lot, so I get a lot of, like, my audience from spaces. So, like, I'll hop on a space, and I might end up in the speaker role, so I end up getting follows from people in the audience who like my takes. I get follows from the other stage members. That helps with that. Typically, though, you want to try to, like, follow for follow. I'm, like, at a 600 follower count difference, so that's actually not terrible. I don't know who that is. But let's see here. Other than that, like, there's just a couple things that you can improve on. If you guys want to do that, you guys can start doing that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the banners on Friday. So I'm gonna make a little bit of an announcement about that. Yep. Yeah, dude. Anytime. Anytime you guys need any help or anything, just create a post. Do you have the Guild Quester role? No, you do not. Go to get a role or select a role and get the Guild Quester role. And with the Guild Quester role, you'll be able to get access, or the Writers Guild, one of the two. If you're not interested in, like, Zealy Quest or anything, you don't have to get the Guild Quester role, because they get tagged for Zealy Quest and stuff all the time. What I would do is I would get the Writers Guild role, and then you can look at, like, Guild Showcase and stuff. And when I give notifications, you'll get the notifications still anyway. So that works. What else? Yeah, I mean, that's it for now. Um, I think we're gonna end up ending the space now. I appreciate everybody for taking their time to come out and hang out with us today. I really do hope that you guys learned a lot from Mr. Maddox. Mr. Maddox is amazing, and I look forward to having him on here more. I definitely want to do more events. I want to do more live stages. I want to do more just in general, more for you guys, more for me, more for us, just to have more fun and enjoy our time here a little better together, every day. Like, yeah. So on that note, let's end this strong. 16 of you still here. I appreciate all of you. You guys are amazing. You guys are champions. I appreciate all the new faces in the space today. Also, like, I've never seen you, Salty, Crystal, NFT Money, Arkansas. You guys are new in here, and welcome to CJN Friends. And I hope that you guys got some sort of value out of this. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any suggestions, toss them in the suggestions channel. If you want to see more of Maddox and more of like other guest speakers, or more of any of the other guest speakers that we may have come up, toss it in the suggestions channel. Hey, when can we get them back? Because we had a lot of fun with them. And that is an awesome thing too. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. I will see you guys in the chat. Bye.